Morning, everyone. Morning. As you can probably hear, still not nowhere near fully better. Actually, felt possibly the worst I've felt today, which is surprising. So I probably pushed it a little bit too hard yesterday, but so be it. We are where we are. So I'll do my best to stay with you for at least an hour or two today. We'll see how we go. But hopefully you had a good weekend. Okay, starting off on the daily chart then. And we're opening up with a bit of a gap up here. Last week, we can have a look at last week's levels. Oh, Monday's high into Friday low. We're coming to back test 50% of it. All right, that 50% level is basically 640. All right, so we're right in the middle of the previous week range right now. Might seem like we're fading hard, but we're actually just stuck inside a box. We're bearish overall, but we're stuck inside last week's box at the 50% mark. So I'm interested how we react there, and also into the volume that we've created here over a number of weeks now. So 50%, 640, and then into the 800s if we're going to get into those fibs. So aware of that. Structure-wise, we're definitely making lower highs and lower lows. All right, just a little bear trap there and a slam down. So interested how we act into this 640 to 800 level. Do we reject that for a rollover, or at least a retest of that? Or are bulls going to reclaim that shelf, this shelf here? All right, to see if they can build something like this to come and clean out some of these levels. And then we'll have to see. Remember, buyers are still very much trapped up there. But that's what we're watching. All right, so sort of 640 into the 800s, and if we really get going, we can talk about those 25.2, 25.3s if and when that happens. Let's move you over to the hourlies here. All right, just focus on this chart here with me for a moment. All right, previous week levels marked out here. If you want to take note of those of you who haven't used volume profile before, those are your previous week edges. Like we talked about, we're coming into a very thick area up here into the previous week point of control. You can see this is where we built out the most distribution, right? So we distributed up here, huge distribution here, and then a little bit down here, a bit more like accumulation to go and back test. So this is starting to get interesting how we act here. This is your contested zone, all right? Sellers will want to remain having sell pressure versus this zone, right? They won't want bulls to reclaim these zones. Right, they just won't, because that just gives too much momentum back to bulls. If you start reclaiming these pockets here, bulls can start looking for these drives higher to come and reprice some of the old imbalances. So we're watching these zones here. You can see overnight all we've done, gap up, push, fail, double top, fill the gap, back to the same level. So we're trading inside this edge right now. Basically 600 down to the bottom of that gap will be 360, and the top of that gap is basically 450s. Right, most of the price has held sort of 450, 450, 600, failed to the bottom, reclaim 450, 600. There's your box. That is your box. It's a big box, all right, considering that was done in Globex. You know, you're trading in 150 to 250 point ranges. It's not small, all right, so just you're going to have to watch your sizing. You would have seen last week that it was moving very fast, especially on those days I wasn't here on Friday. It was insane volume traded on Friday for OPEX. If you move up into the 5 minute, you can see what we've done overnight. All right, we're starting to actually build out what's a bit concerning is one of these. All right, that's definitely what we're building out at the moment, I would say. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a wash down here and a price back up and a wash back down and a price back up, and that can develop over a number of days. Remember, we've got no news today. All the news is coming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's off. Some people might come back Friday. Unlikely, there's too much volume there. All right, so the big contested days are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday this week. And they probably want to get off their desks early on Wednesday. All right, so just be aware of that. No news Monday, not high probability setups, but that is definitely possible that we go into rotation while we build liquidity for the higher time frame to make its decision if we're going to sell down or hold the volume to print back up. So be watching those rotation levels. Let's get you into the right one. Here we go. All right, let's have a look at what the other indexes are doing. Yeah, same kind of story. Right, the danger is like lower time frame balls are broken out of this. Is this just like your leg that gets sold into for a retest of this low would be my question. All right, they're looking to reprice some of this. Same thing as NQ, not a big difference. I do want to have a look at the ETFs very quickly. This 650 down here was a huge option level. Huge. Biggest we've seen for a long time. Probably remains thick. So all the time we're holding that, maybe we can have a rotation back up. I'm not talking about a huge move back up. I'm talking about like the moves like we've done here. If we start failing 650s, then I think the next level was actually 642 on the options chart, but I'll have to check in a bit. Qs, same kind of story. That 580s was a big level. All right, so worth marking those out. 650s, 580s. Those are huge option levels right now. Q's just looking to do the same thing. It's trying to reprice this sort of swing midpoint at the moment, and we're there or thereabouts. You can see after that we get into a golden zone. On the way down, 600 was a massive level, so I'm assuming it will be on the way back up as well. Dixie's starting to really go now. This is what I was talking about for a while. Everyone was calling for Dixie lower, and I was saying it was setting up for a squeeze. That is what we're starting to see now. And if we start breaking out, we can really get going. Everyone, it was a down here. Everyone was too short-sided, and they got themselves a little bit caught in that move. Let's have a look at the mag, see how we've recovered. Relative strength in Apple, which has been great for me. That remains because they've not heavily invested in the chips like all the other companies. So as we've had a rotation out of AI, they're still being seen as a bit of a safe haven. And you can see we're just still in a big old range here on Apple. Right, that was off the earnings move, and this is still a range. So until we see a breakdown under this range, I'm not going to be forced to sell the remainder of my position. Right, we look pretty good. If we start breaking down, then maybe I'll start trimming some more profits, but I'm trying to give it a chance. Amazon, gapping up here on Amazon. It looks like it's tried to find a base there on Friday. And I'd say any pullback that holds 219s can be a bullish rotation. And they want to test this supply up here. Very simple. So very much like the NQ. Bulls in control down here, bears in control down here. This is kind of your no man's land. You really want to be trading an edge or an edge. I don't really want to play the middle of the range. Remember, we're opening up at about 50% of the previous week range right now. Goog on an absolute tear at the moment. Wow. Fair play, mate. Fair play. So ever since they won that law case, which was like way down here somewhere, here it was, and it's just been risk on Goog, and that thing is pushing. Impressive. Big old gap up on Goog. I imagine you will see some profit taking soon, because that looks pretty extended to me. I'd have to check on the daily for the standards, but big gap up on Goog. So gapping up on Amazon, gapping up on Goog, gapping up on Meta. I've got a feeler on Meta at the moment, so I started a feeler down here, just a small size. I still think we can trade lower, but I just wanted to get something small on for a long position just to see how it trades out. But I think there's still a chance to move down into this anywhere from 400s is where I'm really interested in. 380s, maybe midpoint of this. If I can get a move like that, I'd be absolutely delighted for a capitulation bottom, but we will see. Yeah, another gap up there on Meta. So far, tech looking strong. Microsoft, slight gap ups, giving some of its gains back from the pre-market. That's in a range from Friday, so just inside of Friday's range. So no gap up outside of Friday's range, so weaker compared to the Qs. Nvidia, flat, opening up flat. Remember, that's the one that was heavily sold. We saw some recovery off... this was Trump news saying, oh, maybe we will sell to China. Not sure anyone believes that on a Friday afternoon, saving the market, but we'll see. By the way, lots of inventory caught overhead on this one. All right, really important you understand that. Lots and lots and lots of people caught overhead on Nvidia. This is like the breakdown level. Right, if they can hold 85s, they're looking to trade back down to the 60s. Here is basically over 90s, everyone's caught. Everyone is caught over 90s. All the retail that bought the highs. So worth being aware of that. It's flat on Nvidia and a slight gap up on Tesla. That's been weak. There's no doubt about it. That's been weak. It lost the 420s. That was the big level. All right, so push and fail. Created a low here. Here's your main pivot. Grinded back up. Double top. Couldn't even take it out. Failed. Came back down. Lost the 420s. Sub 400. Back up. Peaked above 430s and is failing. All right, this is a rotation lower. That's not a bullish chart right now. It would have to reclaim everything up here for a rotation. So yeah, not pretty looking chart. If we look at equally weighted mag, looks like they're going to be flat on the open. No, slight gap up. Okay, so equally weighted, slight gap up. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. How are we doing for time? A few more minutes left. I'll do my best today, folks. I am struggling. I'm really struggling. All right, morning everyone that's here. For some reason, I can't see who is above full forward. Apologies for that. But whoever's up there first, good morning. Oh, there we go. Clint and JMM, good morning. Morning full forward, Info Risk, the Richardsons, Jeff, Toby, Christy, Mark, Mr. Doe, E.T., Alvaro, Miguel, Chris, DL Smith, Thumper, Abby Zaid, Brandon, Jonathan, Sergio, One-on-One, Larry, Bart, Lou, Riley, John Dennis, Gerald, Danny Snipes, Richard Johnson, Lyndall, John, Patrick, Red Plasma, Noah, Marek, Tartan, Cold Strike, Ejecto, Ready Roscoe. I love it. I love that change of name. Looks good. Green Otter, Tonio. Oh my gosh, it's just skipped down. Leiron, Raphael, Ronald, Troy, Lauren, Priska, 3-Bar, Jaddle, Gangster Garbear, John Bull, Real Estate, You Shot Nobody, Stephen, Bert, Troy, Araking, Jappy, Ariel. Who else we got in here? Big stream today. Mikey, Dim Sum Derby, John Dennis, Jacob, Stephen Murch, Aaron Cleveland, Exploit Vibes. Morning, everyone. Smash that like button nice and early. Let's get these likes up. I want to do some giveaways this week. I really want to do some giveaways this week. Remember, today's the last day of the Apex sale, folks. 80% off Apex. $40 lifetime activation fee. Links are down below. Code for that is FCT. We have had a new sale just been launched today by Take Profit Trader, down to 30%. But if you pass your test account, you get all of that money back. Right, so it's probably about 110, 120 bucks for 150 for a 50k account, and if you pass it, you get that money back. So pretty good, basically free. So just take your time. There's no time limit to pass it. So a great time to do that. Code FlowZone will get you 30% off there. And I'm also running a sale on all of the FlowZone courses right now and all the indicators. Head over to flowzonetrader.com. Use code BF at checkout. That ends December the 1st. You will get 25% off. First come, first serve. There are a limited number. There's been a lot of you sign up in the last few weeks. So running out of the 20-hour courses at the moment, but still some left, and the indicators plenty left of. All right, so we know what we're looking at. What are most of you looking at? Look at that. It's pretty split today. That says a lot, doesn't it? 36% of you looking for rotations to build. 33% of you looking for bullish moves to reprice higher, and 31% of you looking for bearish moves to previous day low. Well, that speaks volumes to me. That basically says we don't know what we want to do. And that doesn't surprise me because we're opening up right in the middle of the range. So here's the open. I don't know if I'm going to trade today, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm feeling absolutely dreadful. That first push this morning was sold into in front of Globex. All of the mag opening green here. All right, so Tesla just under 3% up. Nvidia is flat, just about green. Microsoft approaching 0.5% up or a third of a percent up. Meta 1% up. Google 3.5% up. Amazon 1.21% up, and Apple 0.69% up. So everything green other than Nvidia. Nvidia's a weak one. Surprise, surprise. What we talked about. It's got a lot of bulls trapped overhead. So I'm watching how we act here and these two levels above. Okay, I don't suspect bulls take control above previous week point of control, but if they do, their target will be previous week value area high. But that would be quite a tall order to do on a no news Monday. But, you know, we've seen weirder things in this market. It does love to move higher when there's no news, this market. It's been one of those markets which grinds and grinds and grinds higher when there's nothing. Which eval is offering a refund upon passing? Take profit trader. Code flow zone, take profit trader. 30% off. And once you pass, they give you your money back. I did RAF. RAF, I've tried everything. Honestly, it feels like COVID because it's not going away. I feel like I'm the unluckiest guy with this stuff. But my head feels like it's going to explode. I thought I was feeling better yesterday. We drove back from Palm Springs. I was on the mend. We got an early night and I have barely slept. My head feels like it's going to explode from the pressure in my sinuses and my jaw and everything else. So yeah, I don't know if I'm capable of trading today. I'm very sweaty, but I wanted to be here for you because I promised you yesterday on YouTube I showed up because I was feeling better when I did that short video yesterday. Today I'm feeling like, well, I'm not feeling the best. Let's just not use any curse words. I'm just not feeling the best. Let's see. Okay, so through previous day high, target would be up here into previous week point of control right now. That's where they're trying to squeeze to. And if they get through that, we start getting thick from 660s like we talked about all the way up into 700s. If they get through 700s, they can trade to 775. If they get through that, they can go all the way up to 8 and 900s, which will be an impressive move. We're already moving, skipping, and very fast out the gate, folks. All right, we're skipping and moving very fast out the gate again. So just to be careful. Yeah, I got my withdrawals from TPT, and then I took, what did I take last night from Apex? Took 18,000 out of 2 accounts last night on Apex, just waiting for that to come through. So there's a payout number 7s on Apex. All of the market pushing here. Goog, the one doing the all-time high breakout here, 4.42% up. Tesla having a big day or big morning as well. I'd watch Tesla into the 420 if we can get there. That was always the level. How does it at there? VIX sliding lower, as expected, really, after an elevated, I don't know, 5 sessions from VIX. So I'd watch VIX into 21s and 20. Yeah, pivot into around 21, 25 if it fails that all the way down. Well, it can go down to 1928 if it really wants to. Thanks, Endo. Still, we trade higher. Straight up since the open. No chill. Squeezy squeeze. And that previous week point of control looks like a big area for them to trade into. And then I'd say if we get through that, this next red box, and if we get through that all the way up here, which is bonkers, but this market is bonkers. Big, big, thick area up here. This will be contested as we get up here, I think. Be interesting. If they blow straight through it, that's, well, that's saying something. Because this is the biggest volume that we traded last week is into here right now. On NinjaTrader, I have it just above into sort of 13s. So I'll be watching up here to see if they fail. All right, I'm watching up here to see if they fail. Yeah, very close. Here's point of control on Ninja. Sorry, so I'm just watching between the 2 different ones. 720s now. They continue to squeeze upside through the point of control. The next area, what's this edge? Yeah, 720s and then 760s. But I imagine there will be some pressure up here. And if not, well, I think bears are going to get themselves very, very caught. But we will see. So definitely some profit taking up here. Watching this to see if they fade it. Small position in this now. Just small size because I'm really not feeling too good. Already locking in some money there. Watching if they hold 700s. I'll cut the rest. Cut the rest there. Can always get back in. Again, I'm not feeling too good, so I'm just going to take my money when it's available today. Failing that previous week point of control. And they can offer a rotation all the way down to here. You can hold this, guys. I'm just really not feeling up to it. So any profit I see today, I will take it. But yeah, if they fail this, I'll be watching for this rotation down to here. If they reclaim, the next level will be 760. I'm already out of this, like I said. Reclaim 700s. Don't want to sit in it. But if they fail a repush there, sellers came in there into 690 and 680. They're caught offside at the moment. So maybe one more squeeze above. If we trade under 680s, then I think that you'll see some weakness based on order flow. So 680s is the level I'd say at the moment. Let's get some volume on here. No, that's the wrong one. There you go, 680s. That's the shelf being built. I'd watch 700s and 680s. Sellers keep trying to sell at the low of this candle. You actually want failure under this. That was what will confirm it. It's the 80s. If you fail here, you can snap. There's potential to snap lower if you fail here. Lots of sellers coming in here trying to force this market lower. That back down to 600 is their target at the moment. Is 80s. So if you're in this, you need 700 to stay heavy. Really, you want 80s to snap, and that trade down to 600 for you. And you must be taking profit. It's a squeeze up today. You don't want to be caught the wrong side of this. You don't want them to reclaim 700 here. Sellers got very, very heavy there at 695s, under 700s. Here's the flush for you guys. It's looking great. Looking really great. All the time they hold. Remember, see money, take money in this environment, and then hold runners. If you can get down to 600s, I think it looks good. You don't want a reclaim of 700. It needs to be an instant cut because they can re-squeeze it above that. If you guys can hear that, my ears are so bad. Marek, that's a very good question, but it honestly comes down to personal traders. For me personally, I would always buy Tradeify because then you can use it on NinjaTrader, you can use it on TradingView, you can use it on Tradeify website. It gives you the most opportunities to trade on web-based and mobile and link up to other accounts. You look really good here, folks. Look really good. Big TP coming up here. Once we start flushing under 650, it gets a bit weaker down into 630s. So you can take a little bit of a TP into 650. Got an imbalance there. And if they fail that, you're looking for 630 and VWAP. It looks really good though. So here you go. TP1 coming up here into the 650. You've got a volume shelf here. Under that, into here, and then hold for all the way down here. What a really nice trade for you guys. Beautiful. Wish I was feeling well because I'd still be sat in it and just cannot trust myself today. All right, failing 50s, looking good. Watch this VWAP coming up here, folks. You can take some off into this. Make sure you've already paid yourself some. There is a shelf here. They can support the bid here if they want to. And then you can hold runners. If they get really weak, then you know where we're going, all the way back down to the New York Open. Awesome for forward. Awesome. So you got in pre-market. Really nice. Really nice, mate. Okay, so they're trying to find a bid here. VIX also finding a bid. The timing is good. If VIX starts reclaiming New York Open, you'll get some more weakness. Looking good. Looking really good. There's your VWAP. And come down to these 600 retest like I talked about. And that would be a 100-point trade for you guys, basically. Or if you took the 80s break, it would be an 80-point trade. We have some imbalances here into 620 to 600. So you need to be taking the majority of your position off there. Really nice. Why am I in a position? What? I'm literally not in a position and it says I'm in a position. Well, that's weird. Flattened that, but I'm not in anything. Bizarre. This is why I can't trade when I'm sick. That exact reason. That is bizarre. Where would that order have been out? Have we got any resting orders? Cancelled orders. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Fill. All looks okay. Who knows? Okay, so they're finding a bid in this shelf. All right, value for the day, like we said. There was an imbalance there to hold. Now they're going to trade back up and try and test that sort of 680 to 700. And if they squeeze through that, they're going to go for leg high because that's your first pullback. So that was your sell from previous week point of control down to this area. It's see money, take money. If they fail this, we'll make a lower low or we'll attempt to go lower low. If they hold this, then there is a new squeeze available. They'll look to trade into 760s and then maybe all the way up here if they really want. But remember, this is a heavily contested area, like I said. Yeah, but the weird thing is though, I have my lead account open and there's no orders on it, so there shouldn't be. Can't see anything, but hey, whatever, it's fine. I caught it and I closed it instantly, but it's just always a bit of a worry. Okay, so retesting the 80s and 700s like we talked about. Sellers will need to defend this. If they don't defend this, then I think we can potentially squeeze. If they successfully defend this, then probably a rotation. Look to retest this and previous day high. And if they fail that, all the way back down to New York Open. So there you go. There's a retest of those levels. That's why order flow is important. Failing into 680 to 700, that was the key level that we broke down from, and you're seeing sell pressure come in there. All right, and they're going to battle it out here in this rotation. This is value on the day now. Failing this value would test previous day high, Globex, and New York Open. All right, so this is where sellers are in control right now. Right here is where they came in heavy here, right? And they're trying to defend this. If they get successful, you're going to get a retest of these levels, all right? If they're not successful and you get one of these, you want to be very careful that you don't get squeezed out. So that's why I'm saying see money, take money, because also you're moving fast. Like we're at 206 points in the first 13 minutes already. Nice, Richard. Nice. Yeah. Did any of you get it with me? Hopefully some of you got it. Some of you might still be in it. It's rejecting the key levels very, very well. Yeah, W's in chat if you caught it. Aha, here we go. Amazing. Okay, you might have seen at the bottom of the screen, there is a funded next sign, which has been, here you go, continuation of sell here. So if you haven't paid yourself some, lock some in here now, please. All right, because we have an imbalance here. And if you can keep going, we can come down to retest these previous highs from Globex, the New York Open, and VWAP. So as long as you've paid yourself, this is your first lower high. This is now a lower low. This is setting up really nice for you guys who are short versus 680 to 700. This is the move, blow off, pull back. We sold here. You could have added here. Your TP into here, and you hold for this wash down into here, please. You do not fight 680, 700 on any reattempts now. Right, like I was saying, you might see it underneath. There is a funded next logo. We have now done a partnership with them at Flowzone. You can use code FCT. Currently, they have 40% off, and if you use FCT, you get an extra 10% off as well. I will be doing videos on them coming up. Those in Discord will know I've already taken a payout for them. Why do I really like them? The legacy accounts you can pass in 3 days. Once you pass those, there is no consistency rule, and you can take 50% off out of whatever you make in the first 5 days, and then 100% in 30 days. Well, it's 90%, I think. So a little bit like Top Step. If you're looking to scale and grow without having a trailing drawdown, they are probably the easiest ones. I don't know. I've never traded them with them. This trust traded, so I only talk about firms that I trade with. I'm sure they're good, but I just haven't traded with them. So Funded Next, they go sort of top 5, top 3 for me for next year. Them, Apex and TPT at the moment for me are very, very good. I think it's both. If you want to do the rapids, I think it's both right now. But if you use code FCT, it gets you an extra 10%. Funded Next. Funding ticks are good. Yeah, I've traded with them. But Funding Next, I think for scaling are the ones right now. Really, really good for scaling. And size up and let your trades work for you instead of having to scalp along. So still trading in this sort of value area range for the day. As long as you've locked in, you're okay to hold. You want to be careful if they keep holding this in balance at 620 to 600. Remember, that was our target. That was our 80-point target. If they keep holding that, you want to be somewhat careful. You should have paid yourself a good chunk of change already. Yeah, lots of you getting it. I'm just seeing this now. Tonio, Ejecto, Stephen, Troy, Miguel. Lots of you getting it. Nice work. All right, be careful if they reclaim here. Like I said, 680s has to hold. Do not fight the tape. If they want to squeeze through it, you just have to cut the rest of your position out. Cannot be fighting this up here. If sellers do not get the breakdown, they will get squeezed out. So 680 to 700 was the level. If they reclaim it, cut the rest of your position. You should have made money already. Nice, Chris. Nice work. 1,000 for the day. Done already. Nice work. Yeah, thank you, mate. I'm hoping I feel better soon. It's gone on for quite a while. Right, sellers trying to defend this level, 680 to 700. You can see how heavily contested it is up here. It's a big level. If bears can't defend it, a bigger squeeze is on here. Flow zones are bullish, but it's not a location I'd be really buying in today. Not when we trade banging into a big volume area like that. Which is why I wanted to play that trade off previous weak point control for the fade and then cover. So bull's not reclaiming yet. This is still holding up. All right, it's still holding up. And if bulls get trapped here and we let this go, we're going to come straight down. Big if, but if you're still holding because it didn't reclaim 700, you look okay. But this is the contested area, isn't it? You can see we're rotating between this. You want to be careful for look below and fail, but if you get follow through all the way down into here, let's have a look at the mag right now. Nvidia 1% down, Microsoft 0.5% down, Google absolutely flying, relative strength there, 5.60% up. Here comes the sell. Can they get continuation underneath 620, 600s for you guys? VIX back into New York Open. How this 30-minute bar will be closes will be interesting. With left point control high, seeing weakness come in here, looking good now. I think those bulls might have got themselves caught up above 680s and the ones that caught 620s. So you want to see confirmation for follow through. You need a rejection of 620s now. But you should have been paying yourself on the way down, please. Really, really good trade now. You should be 100 points here. You're coming into structure here, so make sure you're covering some. This red box technically would be a blue box now because remember it's the top. So R level, which could potentially be S level now, support level, sorry. Trading back down into the Globex sort of highs. One thing I want to remind you of what's possible that we talked about this morning. There's a high time frames. Did we or did we not talk about this happening? All right, you want to be careful here. If we fail this, we can come right back down here. It doesn't have to be today, it could be tomorrow. If they hold this R level, we're going to try and rotate again between these two. Right, but you should have paid yourself into this blue box. Really nice trade. Honestly, that's all you need for the day. That's a 100-pointer, like, done, right? Don't overtrade today when we're opening up inside the previous week range with no news. I'm going to go and get some more tissues and drugs here because I'm suffering. I'll be right back. Oh, gosh. So continuing to rotate. The video looks like I might found a bit of a bid there, folks. As long as you paid yourself, you're okay. It's looking a bit more bullish. It's starting to reclaim, testing current point of control, holding those deep pullback flow zones, isn't it? Holding that blue box, that cover box, as we rotate higher. Remember, 680 to 700 is the squeeze trigger for those bulls. I can tell you now, folks, I'm done for the day. That was a one and done for me. I'm really not feeling up to it. I use a mix between TradingView. I've thought about paying for sorry, my brain is struggling to think. Tide from Unusual Whales. It doesn't like, normally I don't really care about it, if I'm honest, but the thing is, we've moved so violently and we were in OPEX that I knew the GEX levels would actually matter. And that's the only reason why. Like, we're now into new contracts now. It probably won't matter so much in the next week or two. Okay, so they're trying to squeeze through 680, 700s for that squeeze back up. All right, and if they can complete this squeeze back up after sort of a two-leg, this is the question that they're asking. Can they do this now, or even this, if they really get going? But 680 to 700 is a huge level. VIX just did fail New York Open. There's lots of places you can look at it. I think Cheddar Flow is another one. Tide. I think of them all. So still failing that 680, 700. Bears still defending it. This rotation's still happening. Right, so you're just in a 100-point rotation right now. 680 keeps failing, and they keep finding bids at 580s. Right, so literally between these blue and red boxes. Remember, these have been on your charts all day. This was always red. This was red at one point. We got through it. It becomes blue. This is your rotation. They will have to make a decision. If bulls win, they get this. If bears win, they get this. And this is the rotation. Edge to edge to edge to edge, edge to edge. Eventually, something will give. We got the first test. Oh, that's it. Mental Q. Yeah, it's supposed to be very good. I think that prints automatically onto TradingView or Bookmap as well, I think. Some big selling coming in there on that last shove up. Bulls can't get through that 680. It's been very well defended so far. It just seems like a dangerous kind of liquidity build out at the moment. Where is that buy side delta left? 55, I think. I just saw it. Yeah, I'm trading right into him. Is there anyone above? Stop moving so quick, tape. 650. So what's this block up here? Slow down, tape. Jesus Christ. I can't move up on the level 2. 650s, yeah. Lots of sellers keep coming in there. Sell side delta keeps getting smacked there. Biggest level, big level traded up there as well. Huge volume. 55, big volume traded at 55s. Big volume traded at 50s, 52s, and 55s. Moving fast though, the tape right now. RTY breaking out, yeah, it's not surprising. There's a bit of a rotation back into some small cap names. Yeah, relative weakness YM. Red on the day, but it's trying to go red to green at the moment. It's tried to play catch up. Nothing's really happening here, folks. You're just trading between the two levels. VIX is failing. This has got the ability to squeeze here. If it can get through, it's got to get through the 680s. There's a chance they try and squeeze it out for a higher day push. It's not something I would trade, but just making you aware what it's currently setting up. 2 minutes until a nuked H1 and H4. I'd say sort of 780, 785. This level up here is interesting. That's like the edge of the volume from last week. After that, it gets very, very thin up to 890. Still rejecting that level. Bear's still defending it. It's getting tight here. Someone's going to get hurt soon enough. Someone's going to get hurt. What's up, Tyson? Morning, buddy. Everyone's names seem to have changed. I think it's that YouTube thing where it changes it, isn't it? To your handle rather than your name. Nice, Andrew. Great work. Yeah, that's it. Hit your goal in a market which is not particularly pleasant, I would say. I think great work. We got 100 points very early this morning. The first, I don't know, 20 minutes, we made a 100-point trade. Thanks, love. Okay, UH1 here. Here comes the high. So through the 680s and 700, this is the squeeze I was talking about. They'd probably come and take out these highs at this point. This high here, right? Because they've taken out this level here, 680, 700. They should complete this rotation. If they're lucky, they get a squeeze up to here, and then you have to see if they sell from there. But that bulls defended this RBS zone really well. All right, remember this is resistance, becomes support. That was the dip that held. This is first high low, and there's your squeeze and breakout now. So if you took the bullish play here with the flow zones or deep pullbacks, don't blame you. You must be TP1 into this now, and then hold for 760 to 780. And then if you get really, really lucky, you might get 940s or 950s. That would be a hell of a move. But just remember, yeah, we get very thin over 780s. So you can call it the whole number 800s, but after 800s, it's very, very thin, because if we zoom out, we were straight down and we were also straight up. All right, so this is no structure up, no structure down, through here, very thin to the next point. All right, so you want to be cognizant of that. Where is it? I've lost it all. There you go. The bull's looking for a new leg higher here. If you did, like I said, if you took the bullish move off the RBS or reclaimed here, or even if you're taking it set at the 680, 700, make sure you're paying yourself into this higher day, and then hold for this next block up here, and then if you get lucky, all the way up here. There you go, and here comes the squeeze. So squeeze through 680, 700s, like we said, that's your squeeze level, because that's where bears try to defend. So once they fail to defend it, they are forced to cover. Delta looking good, everything looking good here. You get squeeze out. Video trying to go red to green as well, which will help if it actually is able to do that. Just be careful here, lots of buyers coming in this last candle. They need to complete the rotation. Some passive selling into 40s, 50s and 70s here. Like I said, over this red box, okay, we've got the whole number 800, but over that there is basically a 100-point squeeze available if they do not defend here. So if we think about this, if we were going to do a profile on this, we're basically thick like this, and then we're thin and then thicken out. All right, so this is thin in here from 2 sessions. So bears will want to defend this. If they get through this, they can reprice very, very, very quickly. It's very thin, that move. Doing my best to stay here with you folks. Doing my best. I'm going to have to get my Theragun. Make sure you're taking some profits up there. I think you've got a little bit more to go here. Defending this shelf here at the moment. I think you probably get one more little shove up, but we'll see. Fix testing lower day. Nvidia gone red to green. Microsoft trying to do the same. Everything looks pretty bullish right now. So if you're in this long from 780, you look good. Just make sure you've paid yourself here, because it is a big shelf. This red block above you. And they will defend a level at some point, whether it's today or tomorrow, and it can be very aggressive when they're ready. Lots of balls came in at those 750s. That's going to be a massive level now. And they just got caught on that last little push a little bit. See if they reprice it above again. So very aggressive buying up there. They might have got themselves a little caught. I'd say under 750s is the more interesting level. The bulls came flying in at 750. Here you go, is the test of it. This is where they came flying in. Big transactions here. This is fast moving tape now at this point. Big transactions. Imbalance down to those 720s. So sort of holding that sort of 50-ish. Didn't feel the imbalance. Haven't quite, well, we have made that red box, to be fair. We have made it to it. Psychological level would be 800. This is the top of the shelf, really, 780. Psychological 800. Through that, then a 900 point squeeze can't be, a squeeze to 900 can't be ignored. At the moment, you're seeing bears try and defend this top of the shelf. So if we start losing 50s here, there's a bigger sell, which is what you're starting to see now. That strong selling just came in. Starting to lose 50s. Imbalance here down to the 7 sort of 10s. So remember, the squeeze happened from 680 to 700. We squeezed right the way up to the top of this red block, which we know is the edge of volume and supply based on the previous week. We're starting to see some selling up there. We're just waiting now. If you're going to play the reversal, you just need these bulls to get stuck. You have to know their imbalances on the way up. It has been a bit of a squeeze out so far this morning, but they have been supporting bids. But you're starting to see some more aggressive bears try and defend here. This is the imbalance right here, 720. 720 down to the teens. Previous week point of control. Do they hold a bid here or not? Mag all bullish still. Pulling back to flow zones right now. Big contested level here. This is the imbalance that we held. If they sell through this, there's a bigger wash coming. So we have to see how we act here. Back to that previous week point of control. If bulls defend that, and maybe they've got bigger ambitions back to the sort of 900s, the previous week value area high. So let's see, bears will want to defend 50s now because we traded under 50s. Bulls are stuck over 50s. And if they can't defend 50s, there is probably a bigger squeeze going to come and happen. They're trying to defend it. It's more aggressive here. Got a small little piece on this just to see if we fail here. From that last push up to 50. Already locking some in because we're holding flow zones at the moment. I want to be cognizant of this is previous week point of control and flow zones. But I think this is the area that they wanted to defend. That's the shelf. If they squeeze through that, then they can come out all the way up here. Again, you might say I'm playing counter trend. I'm trying to time when the multi-time frame alignment goes into agreement here. Nice. Back down towards these 700s. Blocking some in here. Let's see if we trade 680s now. Any reclaim of, what was this last level up here? 42 I will cut. I felt sorry for the McLarens, man. Like, well, especially for Lando, it doesn't really affect Piastri or the shit race. I mean, blows that title wide open, doesn't it? So if they hold 700s, I'm not interested. I want to see a wash to 80s to get any more size off. I want to be careful here because they keep trying to sell the lows. So I'm going to trim a bit more here, just from what I'm seeing on the tape. They keep trying to sell 700 and we're not selling through it. I want to see a wash down. Here we go. Come on, can you wash through it? They're trying to sell it again. There we go. Fantastic. Right, there's the 80s. So locking some more in here. I'm watching this shelf now into 60s. Beautiful. Cognizant of New York VWAP and point of control. And if we get lucky, we come down here. But we're locking some more in here again. Just playing the tape when it happens in front of us at key levels when we see participants get trapped. Trying to time that higher time frame, lower time frame alignment. Really nice. Beautiful. Remember, 680, 700 was the squeeze point. We've repriced that. Don't want to see them hold bids here. Just want straight flushes. If we're going to see weakness now, it's going to have to happen here. Otherwise, it's just a scalp back down for them to bid off. Which it might be. I'm going to watch previous week point of control. Basically use that as my risk at the moment. See if we get a big old wash here. Nice. I think we can trade to 30s and the teens. If they're gonna stay heavy, 30s and teens would be my next cover point. Nvidia starting to lose itself, now 0.5% down. Microsoft starting to sell as well. Previous week point control of my risk here. I will take this off. Basically tap me. It's slightly different on NinjaTrader, so that's why. And I'm out on a runner. Still not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. So that 50s rejection, and we got as low as we've almost got another 100 points there. It's not bad. Scalping away. No worries, Kevin. Yeah, it's just a see money, take money environment at the moment because we're trading inside previous week's value. And, yes, I am taking technically counter trend on the day, but I'm trying. I don't want to really be long when we're where we are based on the previous week's value and trading upside. The long here was probably good. Maybe I should have flipped and took that long up and then resold that, but I don't really have the capacity this morning to be taking too many trades. So 2 for 2 now. So reclaiming that point of control, testing value on the day. Do they want to go higher? Have they got ambitions for 800? And if they break 800 and 900, as the rotation continues, they're still bidding this up. Just a slow drift up today, really. No follow through from bears. Bulls are in total control. You can see they've pinned VWAP again, reclaiming key levels. Like we said, above this red box, you've got the 800 psychological, but then it's very thin up into here. So do not fight this. If they want to squeeze it up into here, they're going to squeeze it up into there. That is what it is. What copier am I using? I'm actually using Affordable Indicators copier at the moment. What copier are you using that's doing that? Black Widow. I haven't had any problems since moving over. I can send you the link if you want. You get discount with this. I know they've got a Black Friday sale. I don't know if it's launched yet or not, but I'll put it in chat for you. That link there I just sent. Their copies are very good. Roscoe, I just got your email. Have you sent me your Ninja Trader machine ID? Because that might be it. If not, I'm not sure. Otherwise, sounds like you've got a few tech issues your end recently, unfortunately. Starting to sweat buckets, man. Check the ETFs. SPY, high day. You might need to restart on Ninja Trader or something then, mate, because everything's set up fine. Let me just check. Vendor. Oh yeah, I can see you set up. Yeah, you've got access, full access. You might just need an NT restart or something. It won't be the indicator, it'll be something to do with your end. Because I have it running right now on my screen, as do 100 other people in Discord. Sounds like you've had a few tech issues on that computer from the sounds of it, which is very odd. I'm really sorry that's happened. It's a pain. Everything in drift higher at the moment. What's H1 looking like? Is leaving a bit of a pin high. Might be worth. Are you in the Discord, Roscoe? It might be worth posting it in the Discord because some of the guys in there are tech wizards. They might be able to help. See if order book indicates the duplicate account called risk manager. And then Discord bundle 295 for the bundle. Just copy it. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. Give me a minute and I'll have a look. I haven't looked. Okay, rejecting or like trading in and around that previous week point of control. You can see we're building out volume up here. Gosh, I'm struggling today. At 730s, they're defending this red box at the edge. They're now finding bids in this, which is currently, we can flip it. All right, as acting as some kind of support at the moment, and we've gone from this level to this level, this level to this level. We can see how we've traded from level to level. All right, this is how the market trades. From here, right, this was red straight through it up into here, which is red, pull back, hold blue, convert blue, trade up into this, now trying to hold this, building out liquidity here. It will make its decision soon enough. You've had a 250 plus point move this morning already. Initial balance going to be set in 10 minutes. And this is an area bears will want to defend. If we squeeze through this area, can't rule out all the way back up here. You cannot rule that move out. If you've done the course, Roscoe, it'd be at the end of the course. If you've done the course, it's at the end of the course. Oh, still trying to hold. Mag all green other than Nvidia. VIX lower day. Drift higher seems in full effect right now. If they get through this in the 800s, then obviously those 900s are the target. Let me just check the book if anyone's up there. Got a guy at 875. Where does this actually come in? Actually a bit higher. What you're not seeing today is aggressive selling like we've seen for the last week. That's definitely not happened yet. We've not got to an area where they're interested in selling yet. Not aggressively. All's in control right now, lower time frame. Video trying to go red to green again for the second time today, approaching its closing price. This is a big area up here, folks. All right, it's a massive area based on weeklies. All right, so if we go down to here, right, it's this shelf here. We talked about this area earlier. This is the contested area. Bears will want to defend this to force this rotation. If they don't, they're squeezed up available to here. Bears will want to defend that. If they don't, oh my God, we're going to give back that whole move from Thursday. All right, I'm not convinced capitulation low is in yet. I'm not. But, hey, these market makers will do whatever they need to do to make their money. Okay, back down to the 700s again. Nvidia sold into its close. All right, so tried to go red to green, found a bit of a wall there. Starting to see a little bit of stronger selling on the tape here. It's the first time today I'd say there'd been a bit more strong selling on the tape here. Be aware of that. I'm watching this to see how we act now. Much stronger selling coming in here under 700. There's an imbalance here. So watching much stronger selling. They're being way more aggressive now on the tape. So let's see if there's a buyer trying to soak or if this just gives back and collapses and you'd be watching that view up again. Way stronger. They're coming in starting to hammer this now with market orders. Way stronger. Yeah. I haven't got any add-ons running, but Matt, what are you talking about? What is an internal high or low? Like this would be an internal high. Yeah, because your swing points on the day would be from here to here. So all of this is liquidity created internally between this and this. Yeah, strong selling here. Strong selling here. They are trying to hold this up. There's someone on the tape trying to soak this in this level. Around this 700. There is a buyer trying to soak it. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to do my best here that I can, but I'm very croaky. I will get my words mixed up. My head's very foggy right now, but I'm doing my best to call it as I see it. So I'd say buyers have failed over 740 so far this morning. Every push over that has been defended into this edge of range, this red box. We're trying to find a bid here at the moment. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be a buyer up here. I think it's way too risky. Your buying opportunity, we're at the lows. This market is favoring swing positions at the moment. If you bought that squeeze out from Friday, right, you're laughing. Right, if you bought this squeeze out from Friday, I wouldn't want to be a buyer all the way up here. Like, what's that price down there? 900s. You know, we're 800 points higher. I don't really want to buy 800 points higher at around last week's point of control. So they will do whatever it is they want to do. If they want to get up here, they will get up there. If they want to sell that, they will. If they want to reprice all the way up here, they will. I don't want to buy the top side of the rotation, though. I'm also not going to fight momentum. And I've had my 2 trades. I don't feel well, so it'll be good. What time frame do I use primarily for executions? Like 1 or 5 minute. I'm watching order flow every tick, every second, right? So what I care about is where we're coming into key levels on like an hourly or a daily or a weekly, and then I'm focused in once. Look at these levels. These have been up here all morning. I'm focused in once we get up there. How do we act? What happens to the order flow? Right. Same as we took this short here. Once we got up there into previous week's point of control, how do we act? Then I'll take a position. Then I'm zoomed in into like a 1 minute or watching tick by tick. But in between, I just try and relax and give my eyes a break and let it do whatever it is it wants to do. When we're not at a level, I don't really care, because then you're just trading no man's land. When we're at a level, how we act becomes important. Then I'm zoomed in. A lot of people get confused with that. They watch the 1 minute all the time. It's like you will get exhausted if you're watching a 1 minute or a 500 or 1,000 tick all the time. Just set price alerts if you're not good at waiting. Set a price alert for a key level. Let it get to the key level. Come to your computer, then dial in and watch it. Oh my god, man, my right ear. This is the one I'm partially deaf in from DJing. It really, really hurts. Every time I get an infection, it kills. I just want all the stuff to come out. It's just all stuck in here and nothing's coming out. It's the worst feeling. So you can see there's a battle up here. You can see it on Bookmap above you. I'll move this in for you a little bit, sorry, so you can see. Just zoom this in. So you've got passive sellers up here, sat on the book. Buyers looking to complete a squeeze by the looks of it to trade to the edge of this volume. Remember, after that, 800 psychological, and then there's a gap. This is very, very thin. I wouldn't want to do anything in this. Right? That's no man's land. You could look above and fail. Initial balance now set as well, folks. All right, IB now set as well. Big selling here. This is aggressive back down to the 700. Remember, there's been a buyer on the tape around this 700 so far this morning. It's way more aggressive selling at market there. They're still holding it up. This guy at 700 is soaking this tape so far this morning. Maybe he's got an ambition of where he needs to get it to. We don't know, do we? He can do whatever he wants to do. I'd say once he gets out of the way, it might get a little bit nasty, because he has been here all day. Sorry, I know I'm pulling weird faces, but I cannot explain the pressure in my ears right now. Should not be sat here, really. Our trend is bullish. Not for me. Not for me. It's just a reprice. I would say your swing, if you look at your swing high, for me, the hourly does not change until we get above 25,300. Yeah, so we're in a reprice level here. Let me show you. If we think about legs, you've got to think about legs. Someone asked about internals and externals earlier. This is a good way to look at it. All right. This was the liquidity built out, and then we fail. Okay, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. Okay, where are we bullish above? We're not bullish until we take out the swing high. Right? We're not technically bullish on the hourly until we take out a swing high. Yes, we've created liquidity here. Yes, this is 2 leg moving higher, but this is your counter trend leg, which is liable to be sold into to make a new low. The hourly shifts bullish when we print above this. right? When we take that out and we shift to bullish structure. That makes sense? And you make it really simple. There's your downtrend. We're in a channel, right? We're printing up for this channel. We're probably going to get sold into at some point. So you have to understand the swing points. Who was it that asked that? Peter. Does that make sense to you, Peter? I can draw it out for you if you want, like in a simplified terms. It's really important that you understand that, though. A lot of traders get that wrong. They're trying to squeeze this. They are attempting to squeeze this. There's a passive seller up here at 60s and then the 800s. All clear? Yeah, no worries. Yeah. As long as you get it, mate. Really important you understand that. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how much more I've got in me here. I'm starting to sort of sweat and shiver a bit. So I'll do my best to stay here. I don't think I'm going to make it to lunch. If the sooner I get off, the sooner I'm going to get better. I'm really sorry. I thought yesterday I was going to be absolutely fine today. I couldn't believe that I slept like I did and woke up feeling so crap. But I'll do my best to stay here as long as possible. Let's look at that fib as well from wherever that Thursday sale. Bull trap high down to the low. And we're coming right into 785 is the start of the golden zone fib. So if you go from that high on Thursday down to the low on Friday, we have retraced now 61%. This is a golden zone fib. All right, so the fib starts here. That's why I don't want to be bullish. It's not a good location to be bullish, unfortunately. I know we're squeezing higher. Like, I'm not going to fight it. Location not great. Doing my best here, folks. You're looking for a sell, Kevin? Yeah, it's not a bad area, but there's still bulls are still coming in here at the moment. You need to wait for an exchange and bulls to get trapped in some form of displacement. It might come soon. That's what I'd be waiting for if I was you. Exactly. Wait for the direction confirmation. Wait for a buyer to get trapped, like a little blowout top or an exchange where we leave a key level. Otherwise, you're just fighting it. So far today, bulls are in control, aren't they? All right. So if you bought that RBS, you're in control. If you bought this RBS, you're in control. Right. We're in higher prices here. So if you don't mind joining momentum longs, they are playing for you. Flow zones are holding. We haven't seen a blow off and a let go of volume. We might not see it. Might not come today. We're in a no news day. No news days often just drift higher. They often drift higher. It's very possible. 800 looks like a sort of target here. But like we talked about, it's thin. After this on a weekly, it's very thin. Previous week value area is basically 930s, 940s. But actually, we don't really get thicker until we approach those 25,000. So you want to be careful. If we get through here, that if they really want to squeeze this, they'll squeeze straight upside, which would be a nasty move, basically repricing Thursday very quickly. Big transactions happening here. Big market orders, so it's probably shorts getting stopped out here. So I'd say the top might come soon if this gives that look above and fail. There we go. Lots of guys got popped there. Lots and lots and lots of guys. Let's see what they do, how they react. So we watching. You can watch initial balance. There's still got more juice in it potentially, but I'd just be very cautious because we're at that shelf that I've been talking about all day. The top of that red box is the edge of that shelf, and you saw a lot of market buyers coming in trying to buy outside of initial balance. If it is a massive big if they fail here, there's that rotation back down. If if they do the look above and fail. So far, they're holding bids, and they've got 800 to aim for, and then above that, 925,000. But that would be a hell of an impressive move, I'll be honest. So far, looks like a bit of a look above and fail with buyers caught up there. Definitely seeing some selling here. Yep. Look above and fail so far by the looks of it. Small short position is what I'm looking to take here if I can see an entry model that I like. Not seeing it yet. So big buying came in 760s and 770s. Do we displace away from that? Do we leave them trapped and displace away from it, or do we just hold? If there's still a buyer on the tape, you can't do anything. But there's been a buyer at tape all morning at 700s. There's the flush. I need an entry if I'm going to get this. Don't want to enter late. Can't see an entry model here. Lots of sellers coming in there and they're not moving lower. So there's a passive buyer there at 750. Passive buy at 750. Still not in. There's no entry model for me here. Still soaking, still absorbing. And this level here is where they would need to reject. Not really liking what I'm seeing here for a short. Nothing yet. Maybe next candle. Maybe next candle. Still holding. These buyers are still walking up. It looks like they want that 800. Remember, above this red box is very, very thin up here, so I don't want to front run it. If they're not done, they're not done. Can't rule them out going to 900 or 25k. It's fucking mental, but you can't rule it out. It feels like it's going to explode. Okay, a lot of buying coming in here. A lot of buying coming in here. Is there anyone looking to sell today, or are they just going to let this squeeze out all day? I don't think the high's in yet. There was some selling there, but I don't think the high's in yet, based on what I'm seeing. Looks like drift up to me at the moment. Eights coming up here, and then through that it can get very squeezy. It can get very squeezy up into this box. It's pretty amazing if they get to previous week value area high on a Monday, but you cannot rule it out. This market's done weirder things. Where's Goog? Oh, still sitting around 6% up, dragging that market up with it. New highs here, 800, that psychological level. So you can think about look above and fail for the initial balance potentially. But you want to see displacement. You want to see them be a bit more aggressive. They've still not filled all these participants at 800 yet. They've sat there on a book looking to get filled 200 lot. And there's a bit of excess. I don't like that 200 lot's still set up there. Filling an imbalance here. Remember, there's been a buyer on the tape all morning absorbing. And structure is bullish. We're above initial balance. You don't want to fight it. If you're going to take it, it's really tough trade this. If you're going to look for it, and right now we're just in straight move upside. It's just a straight grind. So you can keep buying flow zones if they keep holding initial balance. If they keep holding this will become blue, remember. All right, and that's what we've done all this morning. Test one level, come back to the other, flip it. Test one level, come back to the next level, flip it. Test one level, come back, maybe flip it. So you cannot rule out this squeeze all the way up here. You just can't. You cannot rule that out. That's why you do not want to front run anything. VIX low of day. Grinding higher. No news grind higher right now. Still not filled this guy at 800. There he goes. He's filled now. All right, so huge market order buys coming in here. And do they hold, or is this the blowout? So far, they're holding. That was a huge, huge lot came in there. Big transactions. Still a buyer on the tape, soaking right now. Still moving higher. Still no reason to be short on this. Still grinding higher, expanding higher. Shorts caught in this at the moment, but we are into that thin volume area that I talked about. Bears need to defend this, and they need to defend it soon, because if they don't, we're going to go to those 900s. And if we get to 900, we might as well go 25,000, mightn't we, at that point? Which is impressive. So you'll be watching the initial balance trades today now. If you hold IB, squeeze. If you let go of IB, look above and fail. Watching this 800 now. Coming back to it. We've left buyers trapped above 800 for now. Not a huge amount of excess, but there is some. I'd say you need to trade under 92s, and really you want to trade under 77s for any conviction for anything else. Otherwise, they just keep soaking. There's a buyer moved up to 760s now, trying to advertise that he's trying to soak, which is basically initial balance just under. Mag all green now. Everything green. Nvidia gone green. Market's in a squeeze or a pump or whatever you want to call it. This 800s, watching this 800s. They're still soaking 800s. Still not seeing aggressive selling on the tape yet. Still buyers in control. Back to these 800s. And if they fail this, maybe initial balance. And then you can think about that IB trade if they do start failing initial balance. Big if. Nowhere near there right now. Still soaking 800s. Let me check spiders. 700 coming up on ES. Big level. Psychological level. It's the same as us. 700 ES, 800 NQ. Starting to see a bit of volume being built out here. Big transactions here right now. Actually, over under right now. Still they're soaking. Still a buyer on this tape. Soaking every single little dip. He's soaking everything. He was at 7s and he's moved up. He's trying to soak 8s now. He's advertising 8s. Still they're buying everything. Absolutely everything. All of the mag green. No reason to sell this. This continues to squeeze. And you can't rule out the move to 9s. Honestly, you cannot rule out the move to 9s and previous week value area high at this point, which is bonkers given where we've opened and stuff, but this is the market we're in. $800's the level right now. Or actually a little bit under. Really firms up under 780. So sellers are stuck so far. There we go. Let's move back to 8s. Does this get soaked again? Big selling here. They need to get their way here, the sellers, otherwise they're going to get caught. Big selling here. Into the 8s like we keep talking about. Someone's still holding the bid right now. This is the last 4 minutes sellers have tried in this area and they haven't had any success under 800. So they're looking to have success under 800 and they can't find it right now. There is someone passively buying everything. They cannot move lower at this point, not yet. Well, volume will be lower this week because it's a holiday week, Kevin. I mean, most people probably, with any sense, wouldn't really bother this week. I think if the market hadn't done what it done Thursday, this week would be even lower volume. Okay, back down to test the 800. You can see there's some bids at 775, 760 right now, but they're just advertising. There's still someone soaking. Sellers are caught at the moment. There's no doubt about it. Sellers have front run this 800 up to 820s and caught. We don't have buyers with an excess up those tops. That is sell excess up there. So I'm not convinced Hive Day is in yet. Oh, this shelf's got a little bit bigger now. That's your shelf, and they're still holding it. I'll delete this a little bit. It's a bit ugly. You can just use the edge of this blue box and RBS. Like I said, I'm not convinced High Day's in yet. I don't think we've got much excess up there, but we'll see. 800 still being defended. Still to 800. If they fail 800, you'll get a snap, right? If they fail here, you can maybe get a snap down to here, 50-point odd snap. But so far, it's being defended. VIX trading into those 21s we talked about at the beginning of the day. Video back flat or just about red. Now gone green. Market's come to a bit of a standstill. Just wondering, like, are they really going to come for these previous week value today? Feels like the answer is yes at the moment, which is just insane. The size of moves in this market at the moment, the swings are so big per session. Really, really impressive. Someone's going to get hurt here. You can see this grey box, this volume shelf being built out. We are into sort of a thin volume area. There is a little node at 890. All right, there is a node at 890. I'm just going to, let's just make sure this is accurate. Let's do this to, no, that's the wrong one. Let's do this. Make sure it's down far enough there. Okay, so that's to complete the rotation will be up here. If they fail here, then it would be a move back down into this blue box, or at least to initial balance, but maybe into the edge of value. This is where we really found a bid, 730. So if they fail this, I'd be watching the trade to IB, and if they fail that point of control. If they hold this or hold any dip, then the completion of the rotation's up here for bulls. It's asking a lot. It's asking a lot to do that, but hey, we're only at, I don't know, 300 points on the day. I think on Friday you had 400 or 500 point swings. Okay, testing the bottom side of this grey box again. Still bulls are defending that 800 sort of ish area. They let go of this. There might be a wash and a snap. I need to be careful there's not a bear trap, but the only thing I don't like is I don't like the excess at the high. I don't think there's enough buyers caught up there at the moment. Definitely starting to stall out a bit. Mag all green. holding flow zones. Everything's still bullish. No move away from volume. Sellers have not taken control. Last push was sold into from the buyers, but it was not at highs, but definitely sold into above 804. Some buyers caught up there, but still holding the key level. Here you go. So starting to move away from this. Now, can they have follow through to IB and back to value area high on the session? So I've got a small piece on this now. See money, take money, I would say. Watch these 775s. Come on, baby. Leaving volume. Come on. Let's get to IB at least. And then let's dive through IB. Really nice. Moving my stop into the money now. So TP1 would be IB. I don't want to see this reclaim. I really don't want to see this reclaim. If it reclaims, I'm just going to cut it instantly. It needs to retest and stay heavy. I do not want to see this reclaim because we had a lot of aggressive selling coming in there. It's a good hold for now. I'm going to move my stop down. I've paid myself a little bit. I'm going to move my stop just above 800. Because I think if we reclaim that, we squeeze high day because I don't like the excess at high of day or lack of it. I know it's counter trend as well. I'm trying to time when this peters out. So far, so good. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Be kind, because I'm not well enough to sit in this too long. Looking for this grey box to reject. If it doesn't reject, I'm out. Okay, if it doesn't reject, I'm out. Very close to taking my stop here. Just missed me barely. Probably going to take me this candle. I can always get back in, so I don't care. Paid myself already. How's it not taking me yet? It's insane. Might get lucky here. Might get lucky here. Bids coming in here at 85s. Go on, flush through this 85 lot. Nice. Get through him. Get through him. They're moving the bids down, which is good to see. Nice. Taking him out. Watching 770s next. Don't want to see this hold up here now because we've just taken out the actual volume. They should trade through 85s now. If they don't trade through 85s, it's going to be a problem. We should trade through 85s and go to 770s now. Stop soaking here, you little so-and-so. Here we go. Thank you. Down, 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 down. Beautiful. Here we go, folks. So TP1 coming up into IB. Don't be a dick for a tick. Okay, here we go. Into IB. You going to fill me or am I going to have to move this down? Are you going to fill me? You're going to fill me? Okay, I'm going to take one off here. And then see if we collapse initial balance or not. It's 3 for 3 today. Oh, it almost took me out. Cannot believe. I think it missed me by a tick. A nice rejection of that grey box. You can see how I play these. And initial balance now becomes key. If we fail this initial balance, then my expectation is to trade back to point of control and volume and VWAP. All right, so I'll be watching TP2, TP3, and if they collapse this whole thing, back down to here. I'm not going to rule that out. All right, nice winner here, guys. Really nice. 3 for 3 today. Here, how I said, like, we're not going to front run this. We need to wait for them to leave volume, for the shift of volume. Once we left, it became much easier. If you were short in all of this, trying to guess it, you got caught. If you just waited, it gave you at least some money here, 30, 40 points. Again, if they reclaim this, I'm not interested because then they'll have ambitions of trading higher. Can't rule out previous week value area high with how we're trading today. Cannot. I don't think we want to do that. I want to see this happen here. But if they do this, we cannot rule this move out here out, which is why it's very much a see money, take money. But we've definitely left buyers trapped over here. I just don't like this excess. What I mean is this high of day does not have lots of market buying in. Oh, And what I like to see is lots of market buying up here and know that there's a passive seller saying, no, we're not going any higher. We don't actually have that. If we look at Bookmap, it wants to move. What's our high of day? 17s. Yeah, this, like, look at that. It's like a 9 lot. These are small. I want like these big orders here to be at high of day. That's what I want. I want this big order here to be at high of day. That's what gives me more conviction that we're starting to like really transition. But we're seeing stronger selling come in here, no doubt about it. You see these passive lots here. Don't know why it's saying that. I don't have any add-ons going. Come on. From last week, you mean, Corey? The single prints? What do you mean from this session? Can see a few into 800 which got rebalanced, but not really anything else. Maybe from last week, which would make sense for that big dump from Thursday. You mean? Do you mean those? Reprice those single prints. It's kind of what we've started doing now. I think we fill these guys here 770, 765, 760, 755. You've got your initial balance here. I think we're going to fill these and move lower at this point. This looks pretty good now, rejecting this. See TP1 here, TP2, TP3, and then if you get really lucky, we come back down to this point, folks. But you should have locked some in into initial balance already. If we fail this, this. If we fail this, this. If we fail this, this. Looks good. SPY already filled one. QQQ still above. Let me have a look. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can even like even without a TPO, you can see. Do you remember Thursday on the 5-minute bars? We never turned around. Never turned around. Never built anything out. It was just straight downside move. I'm gonna use a bathroom here, folks. Be right back. Oh, Stop me out. Bugger. Never mind. Still a good trade. Still might set up again. I might be done though, folks. I'm really struggling here. My head is pounding. We're banging into this volume and they're not trading through it. But look at the IB that held. That's potentially signaling trend day. Everything's bullish today, and I probably should have just been buying these dips, to be honest. I should have probably flipped long here looking for that, but it's so hard when we're into a huge golden zone. If we just think about where we are, like the location is so bad. All right, there's the Thursday pivot. That's just swing high pivot into swing low. Move this down properly. And we're banging into this golden zone now. Yeah. This is crazy. And this is the second leg. So I don't want to long the high of the second leg. Right? I don't want to long this. Because if this fails here or anywhere up here, then we get this retest of this. Again, and the best position would be a short position here when in the lower time frame this does something like this. Okay, and then we can fade that down to here. And if it did it all in one day all the way down to the lows, but it's probably likely to do that over a multiple session. And my expectation is this week we probably do something like this. And we just build out a ton of liquidity in here. I don't think we move above this, maybe below this, but I don't think we do. If we do, it's a wild move. Wild move. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Big W, nice, Jeff. Good work, man. Good work. Yeah, anyone who's taken winners today, like I said, we've had to be see money, take money. I don't like being long up here for those reasons. Like maybe at the beginning of the day, if we dropped down to here, I definitely would have been thinking about the longs. But I think some of you took it pre-market. I mean, this was a no-brain long, right? Holding previous day value area high. Look at this, filling the gap, holding previous day value area high. But, you know, I'm not up at this time. But if you are, that's such a nice trade of first, I don't know, 6, 7 a.m. this morning. That's 3 a.m. for me. That's a really, really simple trade. Look at how we built the liquidity. There you go, off to the races. That's because of this and the gap. That's a good long location. Perfect. I don't want to be long up here now. 526 points higher. No, thank you. No, thank you. Why is this just whole thing just moved? There we go. Nice, yeah. If you're just playing the flow zone, I mean, they're playing. Even if you bought the IB, we didn't fail IB, right? So I was short here, covered into that, stopped out while I was using the bathroom. But I mean, flow zones and IB held, and there's your flag. If they hold this, there's that. If they fail this, that can still happen. But I think the target at this point's up here. That's where they're trying to get. Bit of a wall up there. Where's ES trading into? Above the 700s. Where's the spiders? Trying to get back to 670s. Q's back above the 600s. It's impressive, man. It is impressive. The range in these markets is so big. So big. This guy up here. 144 lots. A bit better. I still don't think it's done. I think they're just going to keep going and going and going. I mean, you're so close now. You're only 100 points away from previous week value area high. You might as well get there at this point. I'll give you a readout on the mag. Oh my gosh. Tesla's not too far away from 420 now. 6.3% up on Tesla. Nvidia 0.45% up. Microsoft 0.42% up. Meta 3.17% up. That's pulled back a lot. That was over. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Google. Google 4.93% up. Amazon 2.25% up. Apple 1.26% up. The strength of Apple, incredible. I really hope that dip on Thursday and Friday is not the end of this rally, because I didn't get any positioned in long term. Or the start of this rally, I should say. I really hope we go much lower, selfishly. Okay, 850 here on the book. For those of you who are long, 850 on the book, and then 880. I'm just giving you the reads on the book, and then 900. That's where the liquidity sat, and I'd say 880, 890 gets thick, and then previous week value area high up there, 945. This is a straight squeeze. What is a measured move off IB right now? Where's a 1.5? Basically 900. Yeah, it looks doable. I mean, everything's held. It's impressive. That's your channel. They do, Roscoe. Yeah, holidays traditionally are very bullish. Also, so are no news days. It's a drift higher event. Even so, it's impressive. Like, it's cut through. If you think about, if you think about all the levels that we were looking at today, it's cut through this one. It's cut through this one. It's cut through this one. There was one up here I've deleted. It's cutting through every level. Like, every level is turning into an RBS zone. It's really impressive. This might not look like match, but it's 300-point move in the New York session now. Pretty impressive. This is blowing out shorts at this point. This is getting very squeezy. It's definitely blowing out shorts. They just got blown out there on that last move. Weird, I got it's there. Okay, sorry, my bad. Reading that wrong. So did we just trade into this? No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing patterns, yeah, you could say it's a rising wedge coming into a level of interest, which would be a bearish pattern, technically. Not really a huge amount of a pattern trader myself, not with things like wedges and stuff. Prefer just trading what the volume's doing and what the levels are telling me. I'm probably going to get out of here in a minute, folks. The drugs have kicked in, which is good. Head pain's starting to dissipate a bit. Yeah, I think another day in bed and some chicken soup would do me some good. Funded Next did just send me a text saying there's a big sale coming Friday, everyone. So you'll be able to use my code Friday. I think there's a good sale coming for Black Friday sales on the legacy accounts. Something exciting. So we'll go over that on Friday. Oh, actually, I think it might be tomorrow. I'm just reading what you just said. Tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So big sales coming tomorrow on Funded Next. We'll do that live on stream tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Friday. I'm not going to guarantee Friday, but Tuesday, Wednesday. Assuming I feel better than this tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday for sure. Some passive selling up there and a little bit of excess on that last move. I still think they just want to continue to move higher. Don't see anything else yet, but it's a weird one. Certainly a weird one. What is this? 50s. Sellers could take control on the 50s, but you might as well just finish the rotation to 900. So it doesn't really make sense what you're doing here, guys. I don't know what these guys are playing at. They should just go higher at this point, but it doesn't look like they've got the juice right now. But they should just go higher. They need a pullback first, maybe. They should go higher, but tape slowed right down. Looks like they've struggled on that last push. What's the big red zone on my chart? It's a potential supply block based on volume. It's where I think they want to target up into, and probably up here, I think is that ultimate target. And then if they get out there, they might as well go 25,000. And these buyers are struggling to move higher at this point. They've had a couple attempts up here and they are struggling. They should be moving higher. They're struggling. I wonder if there's a deeper pullback needed in this market at this point. These guys are struggling up here. Here you go. So starting to see that flush now. It's just talking about this. You could see it on the tape. They had a few attempts and they had no juice left. There was nothing left. I would say now, if sellers take control of 60s, they can move lower. It's a horrible area to think about shorting against because they've got low-hanging fruits higher right now to go and take. I'm certainly not doing anything, but I was just observing the tape there, and you could just see the buyers were really struggling. There was no one interested in auctioning this higher above 60. Yeah, so the red zone is based on volume. So where are you guys? Let's put you on higher time frame. Okay, here. All right, previous week. You can see this. Oh, where's my arrow? This here. All right, this is where we built out liquidity here, represented by this volume, represented by a resistance level that we then bid through, and we flush straight back down through it, and it's also previous week value area high. If they trade through this level, then my expectation is that we come and trade into these lows, 25,000. We trade through that, like I said, above 25,350, which is where that last bull trap happened, above their bulls, if they can trade above and base above, there's a big difference between just getting up to there and potentially hold for a big old squeeze out, but we're nowhere near that yet, so we'll judge that if and when we get there. Does fund index use end of day in all stages for the tests? Yes, I believe so. I've only traded the legacy, but I believe so, yes. I'll check now. Hang on. Well, everything works. Saying does Fibonacci work? It definitely works as a point of interest, but you can't just trade off a level. You have to trade off how do we react when we get to a level. Yeah, end of day. Who asked for that? Naveen? Yes, end of day. I've just checked. So legacy and rapids are both end of day. It's still auctioning higher. Like I said, it shouldn't have stopped there, but maybe they just needed a little pullback to trap some bears in. Reason to go higher right now is to come into previous week value area high. You might as well. Some of you were long from previous week value area low. Are you still long, folks? Or previous day, sorry. We're about to complete a rotation from previous day value area high to previous week value area high. That is impressive from a daily to a weekly level in one go. What a market. What a market. It's not normal to be able to do that in one go. Not when the range is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 500 plus points. Do I manually draw my VP or do I use PVP? I manually draw previous week levels. PVP I do use on the 30-minute bars. Yeah, on a side monitor. But I'm just interested in where the volume is on these 30-minute bar. See, today all we've done today is move value higher and point of control higher. That's all we've done. We've never traded and closed under a previous 30-minute point of control or value. We're just walking higher, just squeezing higher. Oh, you got one M&Q. What from previous day value area high up to this? It's a great trade. 500 points. Say one M&Q, but one M&Q for 500 points is what, $1,000? It's nothing to scoff at. I think that's really good. Yes, Tesla 7%. That 420 is important. I mean, I think it's too early, Peter. I mean, I had two questions, right, in my mind. Was that a forced flush so that, and we talked about it last week, so that hedge funds could get long because they haven't been long all year, so that they make their bonus? Time will tell. I'm not convinced the low's in yet, but we can only trade what's in front of us. What I will be annoyed is if we do make new highs this year, I didn't get any QQQ position filled to go long. And that will piss me off, I'll be honest. That will really annoy me. Okay, getting very close to this edge of volume here. This red block. Make sure I've got it in the right area. Yeah, it is. I'd argue that's got to move down. Okay, so that's previous week value area high up here. Through that gets a bit thinner. Make sure your settings are the same on PVP. Might be because of that. It might be reading tick or bars differently.
Maybe, Kevin. Maybe it doesn't come, you know. Who knows? You can only play what's in front of us. It's certainly not a level I'm interested in longing up here. It's just been a squeeze up all day. Relief all day. Tell you what, though, VIX has found that bid at that low of day that we talked about. So right at the bottom of my blue box into 21. It has found a bid there. For now. Delta was pretty big on that last high day push. This candle. Delta there was pretty big. Might as well get to 900 at this point, which is 1.5 IB. Might as well go there. Yeah, we can do a giveaway. Have we got the likes up? Sorry, I haven't looked. Have we got to 150? No. Let's get to 150 and I'll do an Apex giveaway. Way too late to be long up here, I would say. I mean, it might still work, but this is looking the same as earlier now. They're building out one of these again into the top of that channel. The tough thing here is they have not completed. They might as well complete this move. Like you've got 900 here and previous week value area high. Might as well complete that move. Yeah, if you get me to 250 likes, we can do a giveaway, guys. We'll give away an Apex account. And don't forget, guys, there's the Black Friday sale for Flow Zone Trader is on. So everything on the site, 25% off. That ends December 1st or midnight before that. There won't be a better sale than that. It's off everything on the site. So if you want to do the 20-hour course and join the Discord, now's the time to do it. Prices are going up next year. Models changing slightly next year. Battle here against this sort of grey box area. Their ambition is to come and complete this. But they struggle. This will feel a bit like earlier. I'm done for the day at this point. How can you say, Kevin, I would say you get very biased in chat. How can you say we have a sell bias tomorrow when we haven't closed today? What happens if we close today at lower day? You front run and get biased. I've noticed it with you. I'm just being honest. Like I've noticed it. You'll say things like looking for sells when we're still drifting higher, or we've got a sell bias tomorrow when it's 11:30, mate. There's a long day ahead. Like, look what happened Friday. I'm not pointless to dig you out. I'm just trying to help you. Look what happened Friday. Big push. Sell. You don't know what's coming now. You don't know. They might dump this. They might be like, hey, we're dumping the inventory now. We might close down here. Way too early to be thinking about bias tomorrow when we're only, 2 hours into today's session. They're trying to add liquidity higher to drive it up here. They're trying to offer higher to drive it up. So it just filled that 880. They've now added 890 and 900. Yeah, again, I'm not trying to dig you out, mate. I'm trying to help you so that you can see what you do, because I worry for people that carry so much bias before a setup shows itself. It's how you can. It means you could come to the charts tomorrow and we might be actually in a bull setup, but you've convinced yourself that we're selling, and you get stuck. To this volume area being built out again. Okay, let's do an Apex giveaway then. I think you're probably right, Mo. I think you're probably right. We need a news driver. I think you're probably right. Okay, code FCT. Type it in chat. Only need to type it once, and we do a giveaway. Coming back and testing the edge of this volume, folks. You can see this over and over again. I'm not convinced they've completed the auction. We have left buyers trapped at the highs now, but not convinced that that is the end of it today, because we're so close. They might as well come and finish all of this, in my mind. They might as well come and finish the auction and complete it all. But maybe they save it for later. Who knows? Nvidia now, 1.80% up. I haven't looked at that for like 5-10 minutes. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Back in the 80s for Nvidia. We're stuck above 200, so it's got a long way to go. But oh my word, this market's just gone buy everything zone, has it? Give you a readout. So Tesla 6.84% up, Nvidia 1.80% up, Microsoft 0.70% up, Meta 2.93% up, Google just under 5% up, Amazon 1.85% up, Apple 1.31% up. Markets found a bid, and we're in this grey box, and I think they want to get up into here at the moment. I think that is what they would like to do. Definitely to 900s where they're offering right now. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes and we'll pull a winner here. As this volume gets built out. Pretty thin of that. How long till lunch? 30 minutes. All right, one more minute left, folks. Just type it once in chat and we'll pull the winner in a second. Starting to see a bit more selling into the edge of this range. It looks just like earlier, but we've not left it yet. And the thing is, there's low hanging fruit, or there's a rotation to complete above, which makes me a bit nervy about taking the short here. But it's exactly the same setup as earlier. Okay, small size in, stopping the money, because I don't like that we're so close to that level from earlier. Watching here if we can snap 50s. Come on. Can you snap 50s and puke? So we pull the winner straight after this. It's exactly the same setup as earlier. We're leaving a shelf. Take a little piece off here. Watching 30s and 20s if they cover. Stopping at 60s now. Is that a right start? That's probably not the right start. Hang on. 64s. Sorry, I'm going to measure this out. Okay, let's pull this winner while I've got this hanging on. Okay, stopping the money. TJ Reds. Is that the right way? Hopefully I've said it right. TJ Reds. Are you here, TJ? There you go. Nice. Right, just shoot me an email, please, buddy. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of your YouTube, and I will send you a free Apex account. Any size. Remember, today is the last day for Apex, folks. All right, it runs out tonight. That's the 80% sale with $40 for activation fee. So today's the last day to do that. They haven't told me that they're extending it. Starting to see failures here. Still in this. Like I said, stops at 64. Might move that a bit tighter. Volume on this slightly differently. Where's that little spike? 58. I don't really want it to trade through 60. Okay, stops at 60. For the runner, either goes or doesn't. Like I said, I don't love it because I don't think we've completed the rotation to the high out on the runner. It's fine. Still think this previous week value area high it wants to get to, but I had to take the legit setup when it was there. That's going to be me, team. I need to get out of here. Solid day. I'll take it. Considering I feel like absolute crap. Decent solid day in the books. And yeah, that'll do. 3 for 3, I think. Hopefully all good, and I'll be back here tomorrow feeling a bit better, hopefully. But I'm going to rest up today. I'm not going to be on Discord, guys. I'll check in on my phone. I'm going to close these screens down so I can actually rest. So please look after yourself, those over in Discord. Look after each other. Call the setups out when you see it. We are rejecting, but this is getting interesting here. That last push up tested the top side of volume and rejected. And trapped buyers. Well, I'm out of it now. I'm not going to get back in. But that is a strong rejection on the footprint. Left buyers up at 70. I'd say if you're in this short, if you defend 66s now, this can get very nasty. This can be a roll back down to here. It's looking good. It's looking really good for you. Oh, you mother... Couldn't have just let me have it, could you? Couldn't have just let me have it all the way down. You had to do a retest to the top side of it. Looks good. Anyway, don't be long up here, folks. All right, don't be long up here. I'd be very careful today. I would say their ambition is this and 25k. If it offers fails, you need to focus on volume. All right, so it's just trading level to level. If it offers a fail there, even if it does this, it's level to level. It's level to level. You're above IB. You're in a trend higher day, but your location up here is awful for a buy. This is in a golden zone. I'd be more looking to see if it peters out. If it doesn't peter out today, maybe if they close it high, that's important. Maybe if they close it high, it peter out tomorrow. And when you're trading downside, just respect the cover points. Don't join too late down here. All right, you need something where we leave a shelf, TP1, TP2, hold runners just in case. But that's what I'd be looking for. Don't fight it. If it reclaims, like I said, this is possible. Can't rule out 25k. Last day for Apex, and again, my sale on Flowzone will end December 1st, folks. 25% off everything on the site. Peace and love, everyone. I will do my best to be here tomorrow. Hopefully you had a good day with me. Trade safe. See you soon.